the washing machine's on, so excuse the noise, but what are we doing here in the kitchen? Well, I'm not doing anything because I've just been having a morning coffee. But Keith's got all these new pots and he's putting feet on them. And then I'll take you outside and I'll show you where they're going. Before we step outside, this is where some of the seedlings are. And these are potted up. These are from last year. And we haven't potted these out yet. There's me yesterday potting things up. And you'll never notice, but look at that. Clean walkway. This has been full of pots and flowers. Right, to the left, a war zone. But never mind, because you have to have a bit of mess before you can be tidy. But we've got lots of things coming through. It's rather chilly today, but I'm expecting rain. But I just wanted to get outside to give you a visual of the garden. And as I say, excuse the crunching underfoot, but look, these are all, well, these little tulips here, they've all closed up, but they were all open up yesterday. It was absolutely lovely. So there's Keith's pallet benches. Oh, they're not benches, are they? And that's where all the pots are going. And I'll move to this side. He's got 3 more pots, bigger ones, to fit on that back. I've got the wall brackets, the new ones, put up and filled up. So these are all the dahlias, all coming through. This is the first time, well, yesterday was the first time that these have been brought outside, because we have had rather a late spring. That's the pond area. There is rather a chilly wind today, whereas yesterday it was lovely. It was warm. Right? And you might think, well, what's going in these tubs? And Keith brought this framework here. He's brought this round, and we're going to train sweet peas up there. So I'm going to bring you around this way. Which way shall we take you around the garden? Well, does it really matter? See, we've got an allium coming up there. Look. I think these here are Sweet William. But look, this is one of the other intersectional peonies. We've got the tree peony, and I think that's actually going over now. Some of the lilies, and I've had to spray them. I found a lily beetle on them, and that's a sure sign of a lily beetle. Look, droppings, can you see? So I should be out hunting for the lily beetles, because they play havoc. This is this area here, which I'm wanting to fill up. That's one of the daylilies. So we'll take you this way round, I think, today. There we go. Look at these tulips. Look at the size of them. These are absolutely wonderful. The only thing is, of course, just look at that one under there. They will get bashed with the rains. Excuse the jolting then, but look. And these are some little different ones. Of course we're in between now the time for putting out some bedding plants, but it's just not warm enough yet. There we go. Some of the tulips going over there. But look, some of the big tall lilies. And this is the back end of the pond. The other pond, this is the wildlife pond. The astilbes filling this area now. Look as though we've got some kind of lily there or something. Look. And that's the very big hosta. It is the bed where the other hostas are coming through. This is iris, a blue one. Look, can you see them all coming through? I've taken all the heads off the denticulatus, all I call white bobs. They've all been trimmed back. And we're starting with the daily traffic. So, take you around this way. This is the other side of the pond, where all the tadpoles are. And you probably won't see them there, but they're down there in that dark water. Keith moves the pots that were stood on these bricks over winter, and I'll show you what we've done with them. This is, I want to call it Persicaria, but I'm not sure if that's correct. I'm not sure. These are just coming into bloom, and we had a very cold night the other night, and look how it took the leaves on this hydrangea. But never mind, that's just a consequence of the colder weather we've been having. That's a nice big thalyptrum there. There's one of those lovely parrot tulips there in the garden, so they come up each year now. Some of the flowers are going over in this dark corner, but look, isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Step into this area. I mean, the pond's full of algae, but in the wild it has everything, so we're not too worried. And of course this is the area that we look at from the kitchen window. And I'll step back out. And there we go, the aces. Oh, that's what Keith done with those pots. So when it's time to put bedding plants in, and you see the empty pots, we'll put the bedding plants in. This is the one of the aces that we put in the garden last year, and that's really settled. And behind it there's a rose, and there's the beech. And there's the mahonia. And this is that variegated acer. And this one, oh, I wasn't sure whether it was an acer or a Salix flamingo, but it's an acer. Keith's cut back all this area, just at the back by the fence. Look at this rose, half standard. Look how big it's grown, all the way down there. It's got quite a trunk on it, and that's Acer Margaret, of course. Going up and up and up and up and up. And coming back down here. And look at these. I planted all these last year. There. Some are red, but these were open yesterday. They were absolutely gorgeous. Oops. And if we look behind, that's what we'll look at. And here's the water elm. This is doing really well. Putting on a lot of growth this year. And we've got a jasmine up on that fence there. We've put a clematis in the chimney. And you see, that's the copper beech. We've put copper beech all along this area. And here we pinch the backdrop of the ceanothus and the aleagnus. That's one of the, it'll come to me in a minute. Look. There, look what Keith's done. He's found a use for one of the trays. There we go. So you'll see there's bare bits of soil at the back. Well, look at that GM. They'll all be filled in with plants. Some more tulips here. These are very delicate pink and white. There's the clematis climbing up into that rose. Berberis. I've just remembered it. Berberis. There's the big berberis up there. Do you remember that? The rose. Well, that's going on very strongly. And put the beech all along this fence here. There's a lilac growing there. That's one of the pots of daffodils, and we've got agapanthus in the border there. Look. Foxgloves. This is the other Acer Margaret. So that was the Acer Margaret, the other one. That's the burgundy contorted hazel. And this is the wedding cake tree. Look at that. And there's the bottom layer. And that's that rose that Keith's trailing. It isn't a climbing rose, but Keith's making it into a climbing rose. We seem to have a lot of white bells and bluebells. Some of the bluebells are Spanish ones. I'm trying to get rid of them. Two little tulips just tucked in there. And if we look at this part, we've already got roses coming along here. That's another standard rose, and that's a yellow magnolia. Little flocks, look at that, cascading down. That's the Robina in that big tub. And again some more parrot tulips coming through there. And these are these bright yellow ones. Don't they blend in lovely? These are the big lilia, what do they call them? Alliums. Look. There. That's the other Acer. And if we walk through, look at this. Look at the viburnum. Tell me when it goes dark in the evening, we can still see this. Now next year it'll be hardly anything, but once every 2 years it puts on this spectacular blooming, like puffballs. And of course it sets off these tulips and daffs, although the daffs are going over. And look, we have more tulips to come. Buds just opening up. And this is the back end of the pond, the other pond. And then we arrive at the side garden. More tulips. Things are budding up, but they know when to open. Peonies, little alliums there to open. Some more peonies, different variety. That's the Robina. And this is this centre area where Keith stacked together pots to give us a floral display. Absolutely beautiful. And there's the backdrop. If we look here, we've got another yellow magnolia. That's another tree peony, just settling down. And there we go. Actually the troughs, the wall troughs and everything over there don't look too bad considering they've not been planted up yet. Everything in these were last year's. Look, a little auricula's flowering. Some more parrot tulips to open. Everywhere you turn, the garden. Excuse me, just look. Look at the azalea. The big lilies there. The tree peony there. Look at the size of the tree peony. We've had 3 massive blooms this time. These are the Spanish bluebells. They're bigger, very invasive, need to get rid of them. I'll never get rid of them because once you've got them, you can never get rid of them. So these are the borders. This is just what we were aiming for. Look at that. A lilac coming into bloom there. Primroses. This is another peony. I'll take you around this area. These are just going over. These tulips. Look, another parrot one to open there. That's another lilac. So, all that hard work Keith put in, planting all these bulbs last October, November. Euphorbia there has all paid off. And there's another euphorbia there. Just quickly take you to this area. And then I'm going to go in because it is getting rather chilly. Oh, the fragrance from this bed is absolutely lovely. I'll just take you to here. And this is another yellow magnolia. Look. Oh, an Arceanoth is flowering there. Still some bare soil, but there's plants to come through. And this is this area here. Right, we'll finish off by walking through. So this is the back garden. As we join the side garden. So thank you for joining me on this bank holiday weekend, although it is rather chilly, but that's England. When it's bank holidays, We very rarely get the nicest of weathers. But never mind. Take care. Thank you for joining me. Bye bye now.